Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Father, members of a tight-knit community group for the deaf, a father and his 14-year-old son, and a volunteer bowling instructor who shielded children from gunfire are among the victims killed in the senseless rampage. Authorities are not releasing the names of the victims, but their family members have been confirming their deaths.
KTLA's Mary Beth McDade is live in the news center with more on what we know about the victims tonight. Mary Beth.
Mike and Chair, 18 people lost their lives in a matter of minutes at two different locations, a bar and a bowling alley. Well, tonight we're learning more about who these victims are, several of whom tried to stop the shooter from killing others.
My son was a hero, took a long blade knife and tried to go after the gunman to stop him from shooting anybody else.
Leroy Walker is talking about his son, Joseph. Joseph was the longtime bar manager at Chimangi's Bar and Grill, one of two Lewiston locations the shooter carried out his rampage that left 18 dead.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. This is your humble servant, Big Levi. And today is Noga, October the 27th, 2023, and it's currently 3:37 p.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. Great glory to the Mighty One. Oh boy, what a day. What a time to be living. Beloved, what you're seeing here, those are the faces of the so-called victims by this fellow named Robert Card. Now, I assume most of you are aware of this, well, we'll call it judgment. This is a judgment going on over there in the state of Maine. This fellow by the name of Robert Card did this thing unto those folks. Now, let me enlarge this picture so you guys can see the faces of the victims. Those are the 18s that they allow the pictures to be published. I believe it's 22. Well, they try to hide the numbers and they try to hide the information. And this fellow, when he came out, when we had the class, they said the guy was captured. Now they don't know where it is. So we don't know. Beloved, we must understand this is the judgment of the Holy One. We are in the last day. The so-called 83 have great fear upon them. They are taking each other's out. And you won't see any so-called Hebrew Israelites camp or other people online or saying, what the hell is going on here? I thought this was supposed to be Jacob's trouble. But when you look at the events, beloved, when you look at the people, you look at the fear, you look at the emotion, you feel the atmosphere, you say there is no way on earth this is Jacob's trouble. Now, of course, we will go through the victim, the names, and the possible meaning of them. But we know, of course, Michael is in the midst. It's all over. Let us watch this to the fullest, and then we will watch it again. And we will go step by step to see what's going on here. Okay? Let us watch.
16 have been identified by family and friends.
The gunman shot him and killed him.
Leroy says he's not surprised by his son's actions.
I am proud of him. He was brought up that way. It was always to defend himself and his family. And these people have been his family for a lot of years now, working at Chimangi's.
40-year-old Brian McFarland, Stephen Vozella, and Bill Brackett were also killed at Chimangi's while participating in a cornhole tournament for deaf adults. Peyton Brewer Ross, a pipe fitter and new father, also died while playing cornhole. Josh Sealy, 36-year-old father of 4 and sign language interpreter, will be remembered for always putting his family first. 38-year-old Max Hathaway was at the bar playing pool. His wife and toddler had left early when the baby became fussy. And 44-year-old Arthur Strout was also playing pool. He leaves behind 3 children. Ron Morin will be remembered as an upstanding man with a lot of joy in his heart. Prior to the bar, the mass shooter walked into a nearby bowling alley, which was packed with kids and families, and opened fire. His first victim was 76-year-old Bob Violet. Bob had set up a youth bowling league and was in the middle of teaching children when the shooter walked in. 53-year-old Tricia Aslan worked at the bowling alley part-time, but that night her brother says she was bowling for fun. She was killed when she ran to the counter to call 911. Michael Deslaries was out for a night of bowling with friends and family. Among them, one of his dearest friends, Jason Walker. They made sure their wives and several children were under cover and then charged the gunman. Tom Conrad, the manager of the bowling alley, also died trying to subdue the shooter. He leaves behind a 9-year-old daughter. Among the others killed, Bill and Aaron Young, a father and 14-year-old son, out together, enjoying a night of bowling.
Well, authorities say that there were also 13 other people injured. 3 of them remain in critical condition tonight. For now, reporting live here in News Center, Mary Beth McDade will send back to you guys in the studio.
I just got this.
All right. Here we go. Okay. Now, for those of you, let's see, is that thing even recording right now? Is it recording? Yes, it is. Now, beloved, there is a lot to unpack here. We could spend the whole Esau's trouble in this. And then again, we are here to tell the nation to be at peace. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. This is Esau's trouble. You are living the proof. You're watching this. We are not making this up. Every single thing that you are hearing here or about hearing here, we are not reaching out. This is just very real. Okay, we will have a lot of so-called conspiracy theorists who try to say, well, Big Levi, you have to understand the elite doing this so they can take our gun. They are setting up this, so it's a setup, it's a false flag. Why they never find this guy? No, this is very real. Let us go to the details and see that the spiritual messages that is into this video right there. Let us keep on moving.
Members of a tight-knit community group for the deaf, a father and his 14-year-old son, and a volunteer bowling instructor who...
Now, you see how they referred unto them? Tight-knit community, which is another code word for 83. It is excluded us. Now, throughout the victims we just saw here, 16 victims so far, I believe it's 22, none of them look like us. And the state of Maine is among the whitest state in the U.S. And this thing happened in the midst of them, okay? Tight-knit community, which is another word, sundown community.
Shielded children from gunfire are among the victims killed in the senseless rampage. Authorities are not releasing the names of the victims, but their family members have been confirming their deaths.
KTLA's Mary Beth McDade is live in the news center with more on what we know about the victims tonight. Mary Beth.
Mike and Chair, 18 people lost their lives.
The guy that is reporting, his name is Mike, and the female, I forgot, I don't know her name, but Michael is already there reporting what's going on. Daniel 12:1. Okay, let's keep on moving.
In a matter of minutes at 2 different locations, a bar and a bowling alley. Well, tonight we're learning more about who these victims are, several of whom tried to stop the shooter from killing others.
Now, again, beloved, they have to make this thing seems like, every single person that perished in this quote-unquote judgment was a hero. This guy protected this. You know very well, you know better than I do that 83 always will try to save their own ass. They'll use kids as shield to save their own butt. However, they have to come up with narrative like that to make it look like, hey, this thing happened unfortunately, but they went out as brave hero, and they are glorifying the victims and they are glorifying the perpetrator. When he was in the army, and you get the honorably discharged, and he was this guy, upstanding citizen. He was well, and he respect people, no criminal records and things like that. Glorify the guy. Because with 83, it's all about faces. It's all about saving faces. No matter how terrible, grotesque, and negative this thing is, they're always trying to make, if it's on them, they're always trying to make it look beautiful, emotional. This is a barbaric act. You 83 are destroying this country, man. You folks cannot stay 1 year without an MS. 1 year without a popcorn festival. You people are the bastards of the earth. The scum of the earth. This is an act of a barbaric folk. You folks are destroying the planet. Every single other nation sit down and they are watching you 83s are destroying this beautiful planet, man. Taking innocent lives for no freaking reason. Of course, the so-called media say, well, he may have targeted his girlfriend. He destroyed, over here we have 16 victims. Out of the 16 victims, one of them is a female. Oh, he was looking for his ex-girlfriend. Lord forbid this ex-girlfriend is black. Oh, the good Lord forbid that. We don't know her yet. Hopefully she's not. Good Lord forbid. They will all, beloved, that is if, switch everything to this black woman, that whatever colored woman he was dating. This is a barbaric act, man. This is a non-human act. This is act of a demon. Of course, well, the spirit of the Most High moved upon this fellow to did this because you 83 is under judgment. But anyway.
My son was a hero.
There you go. The hero again.
Took a long blade knife and tried to go after the gunman to stop him from shooting anybody else.
Now, this guy just said his son was a hero. His son took a long-bladed knife and tried to stop this guy with a gun. We are all familiar with the old adage, never bring a knife to a gunfight. Beloved, this happened in Maine, where the gun law is very relaxed. Now you got all those people in Maine that make the laws to carry gun easily. You don't really need a permit from what I've read. None of them, none, had one weapon, one firearm on them to stop this guy. You want to know why? Do you want to know why none of those people weren't carrying firearm, but they were carrying knives instead? Because the community that they were living, there were no one like us living in there. They didn't feel threatened. And the state of Maine is mainly 83. They don't feel threatened, so they don't carry their guns. They leave it at home just in case we try to break into their house. The reason why nobody over there carried a gun, although you don't really need a permit, it's pretty much deer hunting all over this place. Those people they were so secured around each other. When you have a place like Texas, or a place our people are there, every single freaking dude like him will carry their weapon and brandishing their firearm around, because they know if they run into one of us, they're going to have to defend themselves. That's how they see it. None of them didn't have a weapon to kill this, to take down this fellow. That is because they were living in the midst of tight-knit community. It's them versus them. They don't really care. But if it was somewhere around Chicago, somewhere around, well, Texas, well, Uvalde happened, no one want to talk about this. But Louisiana, Mississippi, Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, LA, this guy, well, I'm not quite sure about LA, but anyway, this guy would have been taken down. But everybody's all so relaxed and feel comfortable around each other, and they let their guard down, and this fellow came in and did this unto them. And now they are heroes.
Leroy Walker is talking about his son Joseph. Joseph was the longtime bar manager at Chimangi's Bar and Grill, one of 2 Lewiston locations. The shooter carried out his rampage that left 18 dead. 16 have been identified by...
Well, they say 22 dead, and then now they say 18 dead. They say 60. They don't know what to say and what to do. Now, beloved, look at the faces of those victims, okay? Arthur Strout, Michael Delorier, okay? Michael Delorier II, getting Michael in the mix. Max Hathaway, Trisha Aslin, Peyton Brewer-Ross, Ron Morin, Billy Brackett, Bob Violet, Joseph Walker, Tom Conrad, Josh Seal, Brian McFarlane, Steve Ozela, Jason and the Miss Walker, Bill Young, Aaron Young. So out of all the 16 people, of course, 16, you know what to do. Some of you already done it. You know what to do. You got all of them, if not, most of them have biblical name. But then in the midst, we saw Michael and Raphael, Jason over there, and we see Aaron, the high priest, in the midst, okay? All right, Ronald, Brian, Steve, Thomas, Tom, and Joseph, which is the tribe of Ephraim, okay? So you got all those guys there. They are here. This is the message that has been sending unto us. Okay, a father and son, Bill Young and Young, are taken out while the child is young. He only 14 years old. Okay, can you imagine you out with your son, enjoying the blessing, enjoying the bowling? Another person that looked just like you came in and killed both of you for no freaking reason. Till now, the media... the thing is that whenever you hear a popcorn festival, the first thing everybody want to know what the race of the shooter is. What is the race of the shooter? That's the first thing people want to know. The second thing is, why did he do it? And the third thing, thoughts and prayer move along. Those are the faces of the victims. Those are the people. And you will not see the so-called camps or the Hebrews, the African Hebrews out there say, wait a minute, hang on, man. It seems something is really going on in those folks' community. Are they under judgment? Because this is judgment right there, man. The thing that happened in Buffalo, New York, they took 10 Christian out of there. Now this guy take at least 18 to 22 victims. We don't know the rest of the 6. They haven't released their photos yet. Okay, those are their names, all right? Now, there is one thing that is common with all of them. They are all sports fans. They are all Boston Red Sox fans. Is something going to happen in Boston? Is this some kind of warning for you people over there in Boston? Will we see in the next few weeks, in the next few days, in the next few months, something will happen in Boston? We don't know. At least I don't. Let's keep on moving. Is that thing even recording here? Is it? Let me see. Is it recording? Yes, it is. All right, let's keep on moving.
By family and friends.
The gunman shot him and killed him.
Leroy says he's not surprised by his son's actions.
I am proud of him. He was brought up that way. It was all...
Okay, now you see, this is Joseph, right? He had a shirt say Red Sox. Pay attention. Red socks. All right. When you look at behind him, this look like a chariot. Okay. This look like a chariot. And this umbrella right there, for certain people, you know what this umbrella symbolize. For the intra-templum, you know what this umbrella symbolize. Okay. Red socks. Let's keep on moving.
Always to defend himself and his family, and these people have been his family for a lot of years now, working at Shemangi's.
40-year-old Brian McFarland, Stephen Vozella, and Bill Brack.
Okay, there you go. Bill, Boston Red Sox. What the hell? I thought those people came from Maine. I don't know. Is it common over there for Maine folks to be Boston Red Sox? And we know those folks in Boston, especially Boston Red Sox fans, they are very racist. Okay, even Family Guy make a joke about them, how Boston is very, very racist, especially their fan, the Red Sox fan. So we got this dude. That's another one. That's two. All right, that's three or two. Two. What did I get? Let me see if it's two or three. Okay, this guy is one, and one. Okay, Red Sox here. One. Okay.
And his family, and these people have been his family for a lot of years now, working at Shemangi's.
40-year-old Brian McFarland, Stephen Vozella, and Bill Brackett.
Okay, he's the second. Bill is the second. They kind of look alike. I don't know. I don't want to get confused here, but I'm not quite sure if he's the same guy. But anyway, it's another dude. That's Bill. Okay, B, Red Sox. Boston Red Sox. Okay, what does the word Boston mean? No idea. Define the name Boston. Oh boy. What does the name Boston means?
Town by the woods. According to the bump, origin, British, meaning town by the woods.
Town by the woods, Red Sox. Woods, redwoods, blood. Is it a blood moon? Is it some messages concerning the lunar eclipse?
According to Ajtak, Yaha Surya Grahana Asvini Niksatra Ora Mesa Rasi Mem Lagega, Bharatiya Manaka Samayanusara, Kandra Grahana Ka Bilkula Saruati Karana 28 Aktubara Ki Rata 11.30 Baj Se Aramba Ho Yega Ora Dera Rata 2 Bajakara 24 Minata Parakatma Hoga.
Okay, I have no idea what the hell is going on here. I just asked for lunar eclipse, and this thing just speak some form of Hebrew. I don't know if you know what she said. You tell me this Saturday tomorrow will be a lunar eclipse. Is it a message? Is it a message about the red moon or the stuff going on? Not quite sure. Then again, we see Boston, okay, and Boston Red Sox. All right, it's symbolic here. I cannot decipher this yet, but I believe it has something to do with the moon tomorrow. Let's keep on moving.
Were also killed at Shemangi's while participating in a cornhole tournament for deaf adults. Peyton Brewer Ross, a pipe fitter and new father, also died while playing cornhole. Josh Sealy, 36-year-old father of four, and sign language. Josh Sealy, 36-year-old father of four.
This dude is named Josh. He's 36 years old. You know what to do. Then again, when you look at his shirt, it says pine tree. And pine tree. For those of you...
According to USDA Forest Service, evergreens often symbolize immortality and eternal life. According to USDA Forest Service, evergreens often symbolize immortality and eternal life because they retain their leaves throughout the winter. To the Iroquois people, the white pine is a symbol of the great peace that united their separate nations into an enduring league.
Okay, so we know this is, we went into the pine tree, okay, the Vatican's, all right, the Vatican pine. Okay, the Vatican know the meaning of the pine tree, which a representation of the pineal gland in a specific kind of fungus. Okay, all right. They know the Amanita muscaria. All right, the pine tree. The word Shaolin means young forest, and this is all connected to this specific thing. For the intratemplum, this is exactly what we are studying. All right, it's all connected. So if you look at the Vatican, the pine tree is another word. If you look at anana, well, not anime, pine apple. There you go.
According to
So the pine tree is another word. The pine apple. Okay, well, there is no such thing. A pineapple is actually the pine, which is the specific things that we'll study. Unfortunately, we cannot reveal it unto you, and which is connect to the evergreen tree, where those people bastardize this, making the Christmas tree. This tree is holy. It's analogous to the Most High God Almighty. For instance, Gandalf and the pine cone. Okay, Gandalf the Great. All right, he is a high level, wizard or high level magician. Okay, let me see if we can. Okay, there you go. Where Gandalf was using the pines. All right, they were on the pine tree, and a lot of the Hobbit, an interesting journey or something like that. The first movie concerning the Hobbit, and Gandalf was using the pine trees to light them up and launch them at the walls, and they were hiding in the pine tree, which is a form of protection for them. Okay, and we know Gandalf is another word. Enoch, okay, is Enoch by study. Okay, the pine tree is a symbol of knowledge. Okay, let's see. And Saruman, Gandalf, they are both servant of the light, and Saruman, of course, he defected to the other side. So yes, now we are making the connection. Okay, pine tree, established in 1945. Then again, 1 + 9, 10. Michael and the Miss, 4 + 5, 9.
And sign
Judgment.
language interpreter will be remembered for always putting his family first.
Now, one thing you see, the team of this, they were deaf folks over there. All of them, they were deaf folks. Now, then again, beloved, it's not something I'm making fun of deaf folks or deaf people. It's just symbolically, it means the Gentiles won't listen, or they won't hear when this thing is coming to them. They won't see, they won't hear when the judgment come unto them. And they did not hear it when the judgment actually came unto them. Okay, when they cannot hear the truth. Let he who was here hear, but they don't, because they are quote unquote spiritually deaf. All right.
38-year-old Max Hathaway was at the bar playing pool. His wife and toddler had left early when the baby became fussy.
So the baby actually saved the life of the daughter and the mother. Now they are fatherless. What the mighty one is doing, all the 16, well, so far the 16 victims that we're seeing, 15 of them are male. They are men, just like the Holy One take down the defense of our nation. He took down the men, and the women were vulnerable. Okay, and they know the man is the head. That's why they took the men out of the house. They put the men in prison. They always after the men. If you destroy men in any civilization, you destroy the civilization. That's why most place our brethren visited, there are more women than men. The ratio is always 10 to 1. 10 women and 1 man. Again, like we said, except in China. And China is quite the opposite. It's 1 woman, 10 dudes. So, yes, as you can see here, the Mighty One is disarming and weakening those folks. He take out all the men and left the women. And those women think like somehow they're going to be protected. Like we said, there's a reason why the Holy One's still keeping certain of the 2/3 out there. There's a reason certain men are there, because those women, things going to happen to them, just like things that happen unto our women and our daughters. Okay, let's keep on moving.
He became fussy. And 44-year-old Arthur Strout was also playing pool. He leaves behind 3 children. Rod Morin will.
Okay, so right, this dude again with the red socks. All right, and I'm not quite sure what this shirt say. It say "Get to what?" Let me see.
Be remembered as an.
I'm not quite sure. Is it the same guy? I believe it's the same dude, but he had the red shirt, the red socks, and he's a golfer. Get to something. Let me see if I can cut what this shirt said here.
Was also playing pool. He leaves behind 3 children. Rod Morin will be remembered as an upstanding man with a lot of joy in his heart. Prior to the ball.
Okay, so we had at least 3 out of the victim, 3 of them wearing the same shirt, red socks. Okay, now let me see, because this is puzzling me. Give me a little history of the Boston Red Sox.
According to Wikipedia, the Red Sox compete in Major League Baseball as a member club of the American League East Division. Founded in 1901 as one of the American League's 8 charter franchises, the team's home ballpark has been Fenway Park since 1912. The Red Sox name was chosen by the team owner, John I.
But why? What is the spiritual meaning of socks? Well, what is the spiritual meaning of socks? Oh, God. What is the spiritual meaning of a red sock? There we go.
According to Cute But Crazy Socks. According to Chinese superstition, wearing red socks is a way to ward off bad luck, while champion yachtsman Sir Peter Blake wore ruby-hued hosiery for good luck in his sailing exploits. The color red is the hue of love, passion, and intensity, while also symbolizing aggression, anger, and fear.
All right, I'll take the aggression, anger, and fear. Red Sox. I know, of course, the color red is analogous to Madim, and Madim bought the sword, man. You know the Madimite, they don't play this H. Madim, Mars, the judgment, the house of slaughter. Okay. Slaughter, and the socks is in, you wear it in your feet, you know, red sock. Is the mighty one cutting off their feet so they won't run? Because we see the red sock, it's not a coincidence. All out of the 16 victims, 3 of them wear the red socks. Is it something related? If anyone have any more information, please enlighten us in the comment board or in the chat room, because this will require all of us to bring our somewhat expertise onto this. Okay, so we can see get to whatever, get to safety, get to it, or whatever that message is over there. I can't see it because they put some kind of headlines over there. So let's keep on moving.
Rod Morin will be remembered as an upstanding man with a lot of joy in his heart. Prior to the bar, the mass shooter walked into a nearby bowling alley, which was packed with kids and families, and opened fire. His first victim was 76-year-old Bob Violet. Bob had set up a youth bowling.
Then again, you can see here Bob Violet. Behind him, there's this red sheet, and then you can see the pine tree again, which is upside down. Then again, like I said, the intra templum, the one that are studied with us, you know what that means. Unfortunately, we cannot reveal this unto the nation, well, unpublicly, but this is what that is. Okay, this Bob Violet. Okay, the color violet, which is. Let's go right here. Well, let's hear the name again so I won't make a mistake.
Families and opened fire. His first victim was 76-year-old Bob Violet.
Okay, 76-year-old Bob Violet. Now we know the color violet, or let's see. What does the name violet means?
Purple. According to Very Well Family, what does violet mean? Violet is a lovely name that evokes the beauty, grace, and power of nature. It's an English name of Latin origin that means purple. It also represents violet flowers.
Okay, now of course we know purple is the color of king, the return of the king, but most importantly, purple is the color of the Akashic records, the Akasha realm. Okay, all right, for those of you who study initiation into Hermetic with us, you do understand what's going on here. All right, let's keep on moving.
Bob had set up a youth bowling league and was in the middle of teaching children when the shooter walked in. 53-year-old Trisha Aslan.
Again, you look at Trisha, he hold this number. Okay, he hold this giant. You can't make this up, beloved. I'm not making this up. This is not something I just sit there and then blab my mouth and being a blabbermouth. This thing is right in front of you. You can see it. Not only it's number 9, but the color of number 9 is in red. Red socks, red pine trees, red shirts, red number 9, red judgment. The land must be cleansed. The number is 33, 35, I believe number 35 or 33, vice versa. The land must be cleansed by the blood of the womb who shed the first blood. You know this. You can't make this up. You can't. She's 38 years old, 3 plus 5, new beginning, judgment in the midst, number 9. You can't escape the number 9 because it's the number of judgment, is the number you lock in. Take any number multiplied by 9 and reduce the result into single digit, you will always get 9, because 9 is you lacked in there. Well, of course, they lack in the one side of number 9, which is judgment and terrible things, and we are lack into the number 9, which is blessing. Number 9 for them is curses and destruction. Number 9 for us is blessing and restitution, reparation, and construction. Okay? And I'm not making this up, brothers. I didn't Photoshop this here or anything. Let's watch it again, all right?
Set up a youth bowling league and was in the middle of teaching children when the shooter walked in. 53-year-old Trisha Aslan worked at the bowling alley part-time, but that night her brother says,
then again, she has a green shirt, Celtics, the Boston Celtics. Are those people from Boston? Are they all from Boston, or is it what's going on in Boston, Massachusetts? You know what? Hang on, man. Let me see. Boston Celtics. Well, Celtic, the Celt, and the Holy Flower here. We know what's going on for those of you who study with us. But hang on, man. What's going on in Boston? What will happen in Boston? What does the name Massachusetts mean?
Great Hill Small Place. According to Indian Affairs, Massachusetts, first of the states to have an Indian name, from the Algonquin word Massachusetts, meaning Great Hill Small Place, possibly for the hills around Boston as seen from the bay.
I don't think that's what that means. It means something else. The thing is like Massachusetts, which is Massachusetts, and when you break this word down in French, massa, master, chaussette, which means sock, okay? How do you say sock in French?
In French, that's chaussette.
Okay, chaussette, all right? Then again, the sock in there. And big red socks, Christmas. Okay?
Here are some pictures that match.
All right, let me see. All right, there you go. Massachusetts symbol.
According to Britannica Kids, the flag, seal, flower, bird, and tree are some of the major state symbols of Massachusetts.
Okay. Massachusetts flag. There you go. That's
According to Wikipedia, the flag of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is the flag of Massachusetts.
Okay, and then as you can see in the flag right here, in this flag, there's the pine tree again. Okay, there's the pine tree, and then in this one they have the Native American in there. Okay, which is a representation of all people. The pentagram, Michael. Okay, and the pine tree. So what is the message here, beloved? Okay, of course, then again, the intra temple and the people that are ahead of us, we know exactly the warning and what's going to happen over there. Okay, heed the warning. And everywhere you go, you can see the pine tree, you can see the pine cone, you can see the Red Sox, you can see the Boston. It's all connected. Okay, this is the pine tree. Okay, the Red Sox, and the word sock in French is chaussette, massa, chaussette. Okay, What does the word masa means? Not mesa.
Here's the definition of masa. In Latin American cuisine, dough made from corn
not
flour and
mesa.
used to make tortillas, tamales.
Okay. Okay. Well, of course, master. Master, slave. Okay, master. That's what it is. Masa is it's a slang for people. Red. Okay, master red, master sock. Is it so? Are they master under the judgment, or is it the name Massachusetts really literally mean red socks? Okay, we mean the master socks or the socks of the master. Okay, and we know the red socks is analogous with the pine tree and Christmas and all that. Is something going to happen in Boston around December during Christmas time? Is it something going to happen there, or something going to happen in this December coming up? Because that's the message that at least I'm seeing. I don't know about you. If you have more info, please enlighten us. But then again, you can see the connection. Everything is connected. The Boston Celtics or Celtics, they are a basketball team. And then again, she from Boston. What the hell is going on over there in Boston? But anyway, I won't be surprised if something happened in the next few weeks or the next year. I don't know. And then it came out of Boston. And somebody will remind us that, hey, we spoke about this. There's the video and things like that. Let's keep on moving, okay?
She was bowling for fun. She was killed when she ran to the counter to call 911. Michael Deslaries was out.
Then again, this dude name is Michael. All right. Now, beloved, I could, if I choose to do this, go step by step with the things, define things. We'll be here all night. It's just that so much. I'm just going to go run through this. This one is the one we do everything step by step, but the rest we're just going to run with it because how long we are into this thing? Good Lord, we're already 41 minutes and one video that is 3 minutes. There's so much in there, okay? So Michael in the mist.
Out for a night of bowling with friends and family. Among them, one of his dearest friends, Jason Walker.
Okay, Michael and Jason, both of them friend. Michael and Raphael. You can't make this up. You can't. And both of them gone. Two good friends. Michael and Jason. Jason, the Raphael, the healer, and the fighter. Both of them gone. Do you know Michael, the healer and the fighter, is a version, well, it's a representation of something that you must do. You must be a martial artist, a fighter, and you must be a healer, a doctor in your life. Well, throughout your life. You must be a fighter and a healer. You must know how to defend or attack and defend and heal. How to hurt and how to heal. Okay, Jason and Michael, we are studying all those things concerning the intra-templum, as we some of you know. So then again, we're not making this up. This thing is right in front of you. Believe it or not, it is.
They made sure their wives and several children were undercover and then charged the gunman. Tom Conrad, the manager of the bowling alley, also died trying to...
I'm not quite sure. Is this the New York Yankee? The hell, there's a lot of things related to baseball. People are gonna get hit with a bat. The baseball, you hit it with a bat, but I'm not quite sure. Is it Z or I don't think this is the New York Yankee, but it's something else. Let's keep on moving.
To subdue the shooter. He leaves behind a 9-year-old daughter.
Okay, the daughter is 9-year-old. Okay, as you can see, all those fathers are dying out and leaving their children fatherless. And those kids going to grow up, they're gonna know that who took out their father. They'll know one damn 83 came in and took out my dad. All right, and it's gonna be a traumatic event for those kids. Well, the traumatic lifestyle they're going to live because this thing is serious. All right, the daughter was 9 years old, okay?
He leaves behind a 9-year-old daughter. Among the others killed, Bill and Aaron Young, a
father and son, Aaron and Bill. Bill is another name for William. Of course, William, the fighter, the defender, Michael, and then his son, Aaron, okay? Both of them no more, father and son. Again, male. They are being taken out. All right, you take out any man in any society, that's it.
Father and 14-year-old son out together, enjoying a night of bowling.
Well, authorities say that there were also 13 other people injured. 3 of them remain in critical condition tonight. For now, reporting live here in News Center, Mary Beth McDade will send back to you guys in the studio.
Now, beloved, as you can see, brethren, you can see the whole thing. It's right in front of you. We detailed it the way that it is. We get the message. We will keep an eye on Boston. We will keep an eye on the state of Massachusetts. We'll keep an eye for quote unquote this Christmas coming up, which is the Swagger Jack and Perverted. We will keep an eye in the next month, in the next few months, in a few days. We don't know. I do not know. Then again, like I said, if you have more information about this, please put it in the comment board and the chat room. Okay, let's move to the next video. Man, this thing takes us at least 45 minutes. Good grief. All right, but well, here we go. Let's get this out of the way. Now, beloved, why is this happening? Why is it there is such a heavy judgment upon the world? Okay, the whole thing that happened over there in Mexico concerning Hurricane Otis destroy Acapulco. Unfortunately, we do not have the time to go into that. Maybe in part 2 we might cover that, but there's so much going on, beloved, I can't even keep up. Okay, so anyway, now why is this happening? This happening because of Genesis 15 verse 13, okay? And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and they shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Yes, indeed. We serve all 400 years, 1619, 2019. Right after 2019, the entire world got locked out. And 2019 was the last day, last year of normalcy. After 2019, there nothing is normal. Whatever happened in Maine here, well, people want to say, well, it's normal. Things like that happen all the time. No, it's not normal. It's not normal for 83 to pick up a gun, go in the midst of his own people, and lay them down like that. Why this happened? Because we serve all 400 years, and Genesis 15 verse 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. The 10 plagues of the apocalypse, when Abraham asked the mighty one, well, how are you going to judge them? He gives the 10 plagues. Well, you see the sorrow, which is number 1, and 9, execution by the sword. The term sword, the word sword, is analogous with the gun, firearm, or any blunt object or anything you can use to take someone's life. That's what that is. And this thing is no joke, beloved. This is a horrible thing that happened here. And the reason why these things happen is because those people ignore us. They say we are not the true Israelite. They support Ish over there. Okay, they ignore us. Okay, they mistreated us. They maltreated us. They did all the horrible, terrible things under the sun unto us. And now judgment is in their midst. Those folks have a great curse upon them. If you or Israelite or not the Gentiles that do not cleave unto the church, do the best that you can do to stay away from those people, because they now have the curse. Just like they didn't want us to live in their neighborhood, we don't want those people to live in our neighborhood, because they're going to bring their curse over there unto us. We don't want to lie down with them because we're going to share their energy. We remember what we talk about, like when you lie down with someone, they're going to leave certain energy with you. Be very careful to who you lying down with. This is judgment. This has nothing to do with racism and none of that. That guy that did this, he's not a racism, and he's not crazy. That has nothing to do with mental illness. The guy is well in his mind. It's just the Spirit of the Lord move upon him. He did this. And you will see the so-called Christian and all the other guys, they won't say nothing about this. Everybody will say the Democrat, the Republican, the Democrat, gun safety, bend the gun. But they won't sit down and say, wait a minute, this thing keep happening, but there must be something wrong. It must be a curse. Something must be done. And you can see the perpetrator. You can see the person that keep initiating those things. The entire world see that's a barbaric act, man. Killing all those people that has nothing to do with you. But you did. That's what your 83 does, okay? Let's keep on moving. Okay, I believe that's another teen. Let me see. That's another one, or is it the same Bill or Aaron? Let me see.
Erica, Aaron Young is the youngest.
Okay, yeah, it's the same one. Let's keep on moving.
About the man police are looking for, Robert Card, who struggles with mental illness.
That's not, listen, beloved. We all know why they keep coming back to the same old, same old. These guys struggle with mental illness. When our people were struggling with mental illness or still struggling with mental illness, we never did anything like that. When a so-called black man did a crime, shoot another one or shoot a bunch of people, he's a violent criminal. He's a violent individual. He has no mental illness. He's just a violent super predator. But when they did it, oh well, he has mental issue. You have to understand, he's been in the army, PTSD, his black girlfriend, wife left him and go sleep with another black dirt dance things, stuff like that. But when it comes to mental illness, he didn't take his medication. That has nothing to do with mental illness. Every single person that have done those things, they are straight people in their straight mind. It's just their nature. That's all it is. That's what 83 does. They are bloodlust people. They have to. Once the bloodlust hit, they have to destroy folks. Don't be blaming this in mental illnesses, which is a very serious thing. Okay, that's why people don't like to talk about mental health, because the moment you say mental health, people assume you have mental illness, and then when they assume mental illness, it is analogous to being a murderer or some kind of violent person, some kind of vile person. That's why people restrain and refrain themselves from sharing their mental health issue or just plain mental health. That's why we told our people to spend at least 5 minutes a day. No music, nothing. Just listen, whether you're in your room, at work, and outside in nature, in the middle of the city. Just sit down for 5 minutes, put your phone on alarm or timer, 5 minutes, listen. We'll clear out a lot of things in your mind. Mental illness. We know the whole thing, all right? Let's keep on moving. Oops. Uh-oh. Let's go. There we go.
Might become the basis for his deadly outburst. And for the first time, law enforcement sources are confirming the alleged gunman had an interest in online conspiracies.
What those guys try to do, the public keep asking what's going on, why this happened, and why did he do it. So they have to come up with the same old. He's some guy with some conspiracy theories, and then he out of his mind because he's mentally sick, so he went out there and did this. Do you really believe a mentally sick man committed this sick crime, and he is smart enough or he's sane enough to go hide in a place that it's been more than 72 hours? You people have the best surveillance on this planet. You have the best equipment on this planet. You have the FBI, you have the CIA, you have all those big intelligence folks that have technologies that are beyond anything we can possibly imagine. Yet you cannot find this crazy person. Yet you cannot find this guy that is mentally sick. It's true thing, either he's not mentally sick, or you people are a bunch of freaking liars. Or you people only use your FBI, CIA to come after our people. Whenever you guys want to dismantle Haiti or countries in Africa or other countries, our people live there. The CIA know how to do this. They'll find people. Whenever you guys need to drop the drugs in our neighborhood, the CIA know how to do this and then blame the cartel and blame our people. The FBI know how to drop and do stuff unto us and then blame us. But this dude went over there and destroyed all those people. Till now, you folks don't know where he is. I don't know, maybe by the time this video is released, they'll find him. But you guys don't know where this guy is. And then you're claiming he's mentally sick. This man is extremely smart. He picked his target, get down the victim, and then you don't see him. He disappeared. Anyone that has a mental illness, that has a mental issue, would never be able to do something like that. You people always claiming, oh, well, we have the best equipment, with best surveillance, which you do. When it comes to us, when it comes to listen to our conversation, when it comes to following us around, when it comes to watching our YouTube channel, our Facebook pages, and Instagram, and TikToks, you're pretty good at knowing, keeping track on us. But when it comes to dude like that, you have no freaking idea what this guy is. First of all, when this thing happened, it was the public that went out there and put this dude out. It was regular people that have YouTube channel that went and said this dude name is Robert Card. They already find out the dude before the police find out the dude. That's when show you that you people lost the blessing. You don't know what you're doing. And your true forces, whatever that you have out there, they're only effective when they are going against us. You only know how to, you only know offense. You only know an offensive thing. And when it comes to defensive, you don't know what that is. Because you never been in a situation where you have to defend yourself. But you always been in a situation where you're always the aggressor. You're always coming and attacking people. For a reason or another. No reason, you don't care. You have the sword, you just go there and take people down. But now people are attacking you, you don't know how to defend yourself. Next thing you know, we need black folk, we need thoughts and prayer. Where is Jesse Jackson, man? Where is Al Sharpton? We need those Negroes to come over there and say a prayer, man. Get black folk together. Stop praying for us, man. Get out of here.
Eyewitness News reporter Tom Negavan digging deeper into that part of the story. He's in the newsroom for us. Tom.
Yeah, Bill, officials telling us more about his mental health issue.
Wow, this dude name is Tom Negavan. Nego. All right, Tom Negro, let's do this.
He was recently saying he was hearing voices, at one point allegedly threatening to shoot up the base where he was stationed. And tonight,
again, like I said, they have to come up with things like that and say he was hearing voices. And people say, oh, okay, so he has mental illness. That's fine. I mean, any son of a bitch out there with mental illness can go out and kill everyone. That's nothing. He just has mental illness. He was crazy. You know, they have to come up with things like that. They have to tell you where he had, because they don't have anywhere to go. They can't tell you this dude is not crazy. He doesn't have mental illness. He's just judgment is out there. Just pick up his gun, and the spirit of the Holy One move upon him. He took down a bunch of people that, well, were under judgment.
they say they've already learned a lot from tracking Card online. As the search continues for 40-year-old Robert Card, law enforcement sources.
Then again, the fellow's 40 years old, which is analogous to the 40-day fast. Beloved, which one of you is ready for this upcoming 40-day fast we're going to have here? Which one of you is ready for the upcoming 40 days? This is the result of the 40 days that we had this year. It's not even done yet. This is not even done. This is the results of it. Crazy. Okay, let's keep on moving.
Are confirming more details about his background, including his online habits and an interest in conspiracy theories on issues like a possible financial meltdown, gun rights, allegations that Democrats engaged in election fraud in 2020, and conspiracies about COVID-19.
They have to throw those things in there to make it seem like, oh, those things and stuff. And who are the people that keep going out there and making this nonsense and talk about stuff? You guys. A lot of people like, Big Eva, you need to talk about the financial meltdown. So we're going to sit there and pretend that what happened in 2008 has been resolved. The economy crashed years ago. We're going to sit down there and pretend that whatever the little money that we received during the lockdown, that they make people wait forever. And whenever something has to be done for Ukraine or ish, you didn't have a say onto it. You didn't even go to Congress where people are saying, no, I don't want to give this. I don't want. There was a fight and days turns to weeks, weeks turn to months. No, they just pass something and then boom, money. That's how those guys do their stuff. Now they have to bring and pull and throw all those typical things. Oh, he was a nut job. You know, he believed there's a financial meltdown, vaccine, Trump election, black people taking over. He was nuts. So that's why I did this. You know? That's why I did this.
We know more about those red flags raised here in New York. Card command directed to have a mental health evaluation at West Point, which experts call a sign of the system working.
The good thing was that he did get some treatment, you know, and they did identify.
How is that a good? Well, this guy's a former FBI special agent. How is that a good thing? How is that a good thing, or it's working? Usually, the cops, the army guys will told you, especially the cops, they told you straight up, They don't want to get any help concerning mental health, because if they do, there will be retaliation. They say you're not fit for duty because you're trying to seek for help. They actually need cops that are freaking crazy. So when they go out there, they brutalize all people.
Identify these mental health issues and did try to help him.
I suggest that you go. We have an active shooter, and we're not sure where he's at.
Tonight, they still aren't sure. The NYPD already had hundreds of specially trained officers fanned out across town because of tensions in the Mideast.
Okay, so there you go. As you can see, now people are like, well, you know, Jacob Trouble, the army gonna come in the hood and take the camps, a specific camp, of course. Everybody they're gonna take the men of the camp, and then that's Jacob Trouble. But Jacob Trouble, they're gonna take the wife, they're gonna take the children, the husband, the dogs, the pets, the stuff, and then they're gonna brought us to FEMA. FEMA gonna put us in camp, and they're gonna ask you, hey, we wanna serve Yahushai or we wanna serve Jesus Christ your Lord? And then when you say Yahushai, they're gonna think, none of this bull, because they already done it during the Inquisition. Now you see those guys everywhere because they're on high alert because of one man, beloved. Can you imagine when the ish hit the fan? Can you imagine when the celestial body align and our powers activate and we become those super beings? Can you imagine thousands? Well, let's be a little bit generous. Can you imagine 144,000 of us all around the world with Hulk-like powers, with Dr. Manhattan from the Watchmen-like powers, with Superman, Kryptonian-like powers, with the Flash-like powers, with Darkseid-like powers, with Thanos-like powers, with Ebony Maw-like powers, with T'Challa, Black Panther-like powers, Iron Man-like powers. Can you imagine the state of the world? If one man can put this whole nation, or the entire earth, on check, can you imagine when he really hit the fan?
They're also watching transit hubs now, just in case.
We are quite confident at this point that this horrific crime has no nexus to New York City.
But it now has an apparent link to online conspiracies and allegedly to a very troubled man, raising new questions tonight about gun laws and mental health.
That's their go-to. They keep going to the same thing. He was on that job. He read some conspiracy, and then he thought like they were going to take his gun, and then he ended up, oh, that's a nice Uzi right there, man. It's nice. It's nice Uzi. Beautiful. Or is it a Mac 10? It looked like a Uzi. Those are nice. Beautiful, man. Beautiful guns. Anyway, beloved, so those folks, they have to come back to the same old.
A reframing of this discussion, not as a partisan political issue, but really as a public health one, is critical, because we have to move forward. We cannot live in a society where our public safety is constantly at risk.
Well, ours always, ever since you people moved here in 1492, or when you move in the 1300 over there in our Holy Land in Europe, and you kicked us out of Ireland, you destroy us on France, Germany, and Russia. See the Russian icon. You folks did terrible things unto us. And now you guys are, we cannot live in a society where we don't feel safe in public. Welcome to the club, sir. This is how we feel. This is how every brothers and sisters feel. We don't feel safe. Wherever we go, we act like we're good. We smile to people just to keep the charade going. But we know at any moment, one of you crazy ass mofo will just come in and shoot and do stuff unto us. We see what you guys do. Now it is your turn.
Tonight, law enforcement sources are telling us that will be part of the after-action report on this once card is found, looking at what might have been done to keep guns out of the hands of a man the Army had already identified as mentally unstable. Sade?
Okay, thanks, Tom.
All right, let's keep on moving, okay? Okay, this one is a little bit long, so I will let you guys The one that really got me was this child right there, and when I look into her eyes, like wow, okay, the look. Anyway, let's get. Let me see. This is 9 minutes. Oof. This is 9 minutes. Let's watch some of it. Oh, okay. That's the cops calling this fella.
The intense scene outside a residence tied to the suspect in the deadly shooting rampage in Maine tonight. After more than 24 hours of an urgent manhunt to track down Robert Card, the man wanted in the mass shooting that left 18 dead, authorities zeroing in on this house. SWAT teams descending, helicopters overhead.
It is standard procedure to try to get the person to engage with you. And then with a dialogue, you've at least increased your chances that you can end this peacefully.
However, Card was not found. It's the latest in the all-out effort to find the person authorities say committed the senseless violence that rocked Maine and the nation.
To respond to the town of Lewiston for 2 active shooter locations, all available units.
On Wednesday night, a gunman opened fire with an assault-style rifle, first at a bowling alley and then a bar. 2 places authorities say he may have had personal connection to.
This city did not deserve this terrible assault on its citizens, on its peace of mind, on its sense of security. No city does, no state, no people.
The suspect, a 40-year-old divorced father who was an Army reservist with a history of mental health struggles, raising questions about missed signals.
If sometimes people say they never see this coming, with Robert Card, people clearly saw troubling signs. His family painted a picture of a troubled individual with a history of mental illness.
After the shooting, authorities say the suspect fled, triggering a frantic search.
Mr. Card is considered armed and dangerous, and police advise that Maine people should not approach him under any circumstances.
Parts of Maine like a ghost town, residents ordered to shelter in place, schools and many stores closed. The grief for those who lost loved ones, palpable.
Your whole body, everything goes out of you. Your heart goes flip-flop, and it feels like there's a vice in you. Your head can't take it, and you just feel like you're going to blow up.
My colleague David Muir talking to Leroy Walker, his son Joseph, killed in the shooting. Leroy, a local councilman, says state police told the family his son was a hero who tried to stop the gunman.
It's just hard. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring.
I'm sorry.
The massacre began just before 7 p.m. on Tuesday night at a local bowling alley called Just in Time, formerly called Spare Time.
Well, we were inside and it's normal night of bowling, and out of nowhere he just came in and there was a loud pop.
2 active shooter locations, all available units.
Yeah, an active shooter. We have multiple injuries.
There was a youth program underway, so there were kids bowling with their parents, many of them, when the first shots were fired.
Megan Hutchinson and her 10-year-old daughter Zoe were there.
Between the lanes, there's some swinging doors, like where they keep all the mechanical stuff out back. We barricaded in there, and another parent was in the room with me. She had a phone. She called 911.
Zoe's leg grazed by a bullet.
I never thought I'd grow up and get a bullet in my leg, and it's just like why? Like, why do people do this? I was more worried about, like, am I gonna live? Am I gonna make it out of here? Like, what's gonna happen? Are the cops gonna come?
Tammy Asselin and her...
So you can see this little girl is asking why people do this. Well, little girl, if you're watching this video, your forefathers and ancestors did those things because they want to stole the land that you're in. Maine is not your land. It never was. The so-called America, fourth part, all the way from the North Pole to the South Pole is not your land. Your people did this just for love, just for reason. And the reason why this happened to you, and you are under judgment. That's what it is. Let's keep on moving.
10-year-old daughter Tony were also at the bowling alley last night when the shooting started.
I started to walk towards
that sound. When I heard a second one and started seeing people running, and some people running down the bowling alley, the slippery bowling alley.
Okay, so this is a terrible things that happen here. Those people are traumatized. That's why you see the fear is in the midst of them. Now, wherever they go, whether it's not, I don't think they will ever go back to the bowling alley again, nor any bowling alley. And whenever they go any places like shopping, groceries, shopping, clothes, and at the mall, they will know that in the back of their head, like, yo, this can happen to me. That's the fear the Holy One put in them.
Unfortunately, some of them didn't make it.
To me, it was traumatizing because I just saw this dude sitting at the bar, and all of a sudden, I see blood fly everywhere.
Okay, so seeing things like that, this child will never be normal. Okay, she will never go up and say, well, I'm a normal girl and then I had a normal childhood, I see normal stuff. No, seeing people getting murdered and killed, being and things like that, well, she will have issue.
Fell to the ground and he wasn't moving.
It didn't feel real.
That's the thing. That's why those people always how long we are into this thing. Good grief. All right. That's why those people always deny reality. Okay? It's not true. It's not real. It's conspiracy. It's a setup. Red flag. It's a hoax, people. When you watch it, it's a hoax. Those are actors. This little girl, they pay her to do that. The woman, they are actors. They try to take your gun up until they get this fellow, Mr. Jones himself, and then he ordered to pay millions of dollars, and everybody's quiet now because this issue is real. See, 83s love to believe that things like that cannot happen to them. It cannot happen in their places, but hey, it does.
It didn't feel real at all.
Trapped, seconds turned to minutes. Minutes turned into what felt like hours.
We were stuck in the corner, basically sitting ducks.
They narrowly escaped, but lost their cousin.
Her name was Trisha, and she was a fun-loving, she was bubbly, she was always ready for some fun. She actually works at the bowling alley too, so we would see her when we would go.
The second shooting seen, a pool hall and bar, Shemengi's, is about 4 miles from the bowling alley. People reportedly enjoying a night of cornhole. From her hospital bed, Jennifer Zanka telling us she was having dinner with friends when the shooting began.
When I turned around, we all turned around and realized what was happening. We dropped to the ground. And that's when I think I was shot in the arm.
She had been shot, and this retired nurse still escaped through the back door.
I kept my hand on my arm like a tourniquet because it was bleeding pretty heavily. And I went to hide behind the dumpster. There was another gentleman there. But I knew I needed to get help.
Rushed to the hospital, a doctor she used to work with, now operating on her.
I was one of the lucky ones. If the bullet had been in either direction, I definitely would not have survived.
Robin Payne lives down the street from the bar and grill.
Now, one thing we must look, beloved, okay? Let's take an example here. Let's take LA. Let's take Miami, Florida. Let's take Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, let's take Atlanta, Georgia. Just to show you something here. Okay, Atlanta, Georgia. This is in the midst of Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, let's go downtown. Not even downtown. Let's go here. Let's drop a little person here. Oops. Okay. Why is it not? There we go. Now it's working. Is it? Blue enter the street. Oh, okay. Okay, but man, I despise this version. Select a location highlight in blue to enter street. This one. There we go. That's better. That's better. Okay, this is like Atlanta. Okay. Now, this is okay Atlanta. All right. When you go up, you can see there's a camera right here. All right, there's a camera right here in the street corner. I believe that's another camera right there. Okay. Those are cameras, all right? Well, they always say those are traffic cameras. Let's keep on moving. Okay, let's keep on moving right here. Georgia State plays here. All right. We need more. No, I don't want to go over here. This thing really. That's right. Okay, this thing don't want me to go anywhere. Let's get out of there. Photosphere. All right, let's go to that street over there. No, those all don't have anything. Let's go to Miami, Florida. All right. Okay, let's go to Miami, Florida. There you go. Okay. Let's go to Miami, Florida. Let's just take it right there. Okay. All right. Southeast 13th Street. There's a camera right there. Camera pretty much all over the street. One right here. Another. Oh no, that's some kind of crane. And a camera right there. Okay. Now the point is. Now let's go to Lewiston, Lewiston or Lewiston? Lewiston, Maine. Okay. Let's go to Lewiston, Maine. There you go. All right. Let's go to the town of. Let's drop something over there. Let's go right here. Let's drop somebody there in the middle of the four corner. Let's drop it right here to see. All right. Let's see. Okay. This is Lewiston, Maine. Okay. That's a camera right here. All right. Okay, that's one. Is it? No, that's not a camera. Is it? No, that's not a camera. Okay. Yes, this one is a camera. Okay, that one seems to be a camera. All right, let's go down a little bit. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Okay, I don't think there's more. There's not that much traffic light here. Let's turn right here. Okay, not that much traffic light here. Is that a train place? Huh. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I think we proved the point. Now you got this city of Lewiston barely have any camera in there because they don't need to watch people in there. You have like Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, anywhere in the hoods is loaded with camera. But when it comes to those people, a few of camera, and they always tell us, "Oh, those cameras that you see here, they are for traffic." Well, if they are for traffic, or they were, or still is, why can't you guys find this dude? You guys got all sort of surveillance camera. Why can't you find it? Because the surveillance camera that you guys have, the AI is not trained to find people that look like you. If that dude was remotely like us, oh good grief. Anyway, so this is the town of Maine. You can see there's no camera right here. Okay. All right. A typical gun toting. That's one of those ship barrel gun, a typical small town. Try that in a small town. Well, he did. So, as you can see, there's not that much surveillance camera there. Okay? All right, peaceful, peaceful. Enjoy the blessing. Vietnam War, the veterans and things like that. Yeah, yeah. Typical church. Is that what that is? Strawberries. Gas station. Guns. Not quite sure what that is. And some kind of church, I believe. Yeah, not that much surveillance because this town is mostly 83. They don't need to watch for that. That's Maine has terrible seashore. If there is any beach there, they have terrible seashore in Maine. Wow, there's no beach here. Okay, is that the beach course? Yes. Let's see if we can drop someone here. All right, nice little house, $1 million house. The pride flag over there. Let's go to the beach to see. Okay, I don't think we can go to the beach. Okay, no, we can't go to the beach. We can pass there. Okay, those people live right by the beach. Beautiful. That little tennis court. Enjoy this thing right here. And then the beach is right here. And our people don't live here. Our people can come here. They catch you in this backwood town right there, and you'll know why everybody carry. Okay, you'll know why they are carry, but none of them could have stopped that fellow. Okay, those houses are $1 million. Okay, they although they look modular or kind of like trailer home, but they cost millions of dollars. Okay, the land over there by the beach. The beach is right in front of you, a few feet. People enjoy the blessing. All right. This is this woman taking her daughter to the beach. Just walk right here and then you go to the beach. All right. This is beautiful, beautiful place, beautiful neighborhood. Tight-knit community. You're a Negro, you stay in this place. They got their flags here, telling you that hey, the American flag is pretty much everywhere. Those guys telling you that's the American flag right there. Patriot country. Tight-knit community. All right, beloved. Okay, so now, and with all those cameras, with all those surveillance that those people have, they still could not find this dude. There is no information about that, which proves to you that those things are not there to watch themselves. It's there to watch a very specific group of people. Let's keep on moving.
Her camera capturing the chaos unfolding at the crime scene in real time. Payne sheltered in place.
So when I found out this was an active shooter event, I was very worried. I'm a single parent, and our house is so close where I could see everything happening.
The Lewiston resident shocked a mass shooting hitting so close to home, a state where mass shootings are almost unheard of. Just last year, the state reporting 29 homicides, 15 of them connected to domestic violence.
Lewiston, Maine is a hardworking, blue-collar kind of town.
Oh, yes.
People have a lot of grit and strength and determination, but they're also very close-knit, and they come together in times of tragedy.
In time, they need to come against us. In time, they want to call the police on us. In time, look, if this dude was a black dude walking around, he wouldn't even make it to the bowling alley without somebody calling the police on him. Just some regular black dude, his car broke down, or he just come to visit a family member or friend or girlfriend or boyfriend. He trying to go. They would have already called the police and say that I'm not racist, but there's this black guy here. I have a black friend. I did black man. I used to date one back in college, but you need to come and check him out. tight-knit community. Get out of here.
Authorities found a white Subaru belonging to the suspect in Lisbon, Maine, miles from the Lewiston crime scene at a boat launch. Inside, a firearm recovered. Card owns a boat. Authorities not ruling out that he could have used a boat to escape. The Coast Guard is searching the Kennebec River. Investigators also finding a suicide note today at Card's home written to his son.
Law enforcement won't share the rest of it, but they basically stated that there are ramblings, which would totally fit based on what we know about this suspect.
Again, they're not showing to, they're just saying, oh man, this thing was rambling. Most likely, this whatever note that this fellow left is very detailed. It has very things that are precise in there. And then those guys want to sit there and say, oh, you know, it's rambling. He doesn't even know how to. Not only the guy had mental illness, but he's stupid. He doesn't know how to write, 988 letter or whatever.
Probably rantings and ravings about what he doesn't like or who he perceives would be his enemies.
Which he took out 16 of you so far, which is 22. You guys are his enemy, okay? This dude, man, this guy's sharp. He's very sharp.
The Army confirming to ABC News, Card has been a reservist since December 2002. Card, a sergeant first class who never deployed for combat.
Okay, well, if he never deployed for combat, how he has PTSD related to the Army? Did he shot people over there? What happened? Well, whatever, man.
This summer, Card was deployed to Camp Smith Training Center in upstate New York to help support summer training for West Point cadets.
Some of his fellow soldiers reported him to be behaving erratically.
Oh boy.
It appears he may have been making threats, we're told, against some of his fellow soldiers. That got him an intervention with military authorities. He was also in treatment for at least 2 weeks this past summer based on hearing voices in his head and threatening to kill a National Guard base in Saco, Maine, where he may have also had military ties.
Back in Maine, a community in mourning. At least 8 of the 18 victims have been identified. They include a youth bowling coach, a mother who rushed to call 911, and the manager of the bar and restaurant where so many lives were lost. Those who survived still reeling from the tragedy.
I'm just glad everybody here is okay. But now it's the process of dealing with what she and I saw. I'm just thankful that we made it out.
Anyway, this thing, but that guy is super sharp, man. This dude did this thing, and then he's nowhere to be found. Wow. Let's keep on moving.
We got to update you on that situation that continues to unfold in Maine, that massacre that happened, and now the manhunt that continues. It's been 38 hours since that massacre.
72 hours. And when did this happen? 3 hours ago? Nah, it's been 3 days, man. This dude is nowhere to be found.
Shooting at a bowling alley and a bar took 18 lives and injured many more. We're standing by for a live update from Maine's Department of Public Safety. You can see the media members, the cameras assembled here. Their lenses are pointed at a podium where we expect to hear an update within the hour. We're going to be watching that and monitoring any new updates to bring you. But let's bring in Dan Krauth, who's been on the ground there for several hours. So Dan, what can you tell us? What is the sense there right now as this guy is still out there?
Yes.
The sense right now is this question: where is this guy? It has been more than 38 hours, and
that's the thing. Where is he? Where is he? With all the technologies you people have, you can't find him. Where is he? That's the question.
Armed and dangerous and nowhere to be found. The anxiety level of people in this town is slowly rising. You could feel it this morning when people woke up and found out the suspect has still not been captured. And Mike, a lot of attention has been focused on the suspect up to this point because police want your help finding him. We want to know what led up to this. We also want to know why he was allowed to have weapons in the first place when he was in a mental health facility not too long ago. But those questions will not be answered immediately in the next 24 hours. But perhaps even more importantly, we're learning new information today about the victims, the innocent victims of this deadly massacre, and we're hearing from the people that love them most, from their friends and their family members.
Day 2 of the manhunt for the gunman behind Wednesday night's massacre in Maine. Dramatic moments overnight. Police swarming a home in Bowdoin, tied to the suspect Robert Card. No sign of him. But sources telling ABC News police found a suicide note addressed to Card's son at one of the locations they searched. Meanwhile,
perfectly normal. I mean, there was nothing out of the norm.
Card's neighbors now speaking out, saying nothing seemed off with the suspect.
Of course it won't. You know, this is a tight-knit community. You guys look alike. You behave the same way. Why would you suspected him? But if that fellow looked anything like us, well, you know, I'm not racist and all that, but, you know, he always have this vibe in him, you know, and it's not because he came from the hood. I mean, I was born and raised in the hood of my life. I just recently moved there 50 years ago, although I'm 50 years old, but you know, so he's the kind of guy that would do something like this. But now the guy look like you guys, so well, nothing out there, never. He was a good guy. Wait, how long we were into this thing, man? Good grief, man. All right, I think we're just gonna do this video tonight, and wow, gonna make this 2 hours because it's too much.
You don't expect them to go off the deep end like that.
And as the search continues, the shelter in place across 2 counties stretches into its 2nd day.
Everybody's scared.
People locked inside their homes, overwhelmed with fear and grief.
That's the thing. Okay, the mighty one locked them in there. They're overwhelmed with fear and grief, of course, which is plague number 1 right here. You know, sorrow for much needs. You know, those people don't like being told what to do, especially about their freedom. Stay inside because there's a crazy ass fool that look just like you, and he's very sharp. That guy is very sharp. And people are inside. They don't know what the hell is going on, what they're gonna do, how they're gonna do it.
People loved him. You know, they just loved him.
Grief for the 18 victims,
Wow.
including 42.
This dude has a fat farm. That's been a long time. I didn't see this fat farm. Anyway.
Arthur Strout, a father of 5 gunned down at the bar.
Oof.
Also Bob Violette, one of 11 victims at the bowling alley. He was a coach for the Youth Bowling League. And 53-year-old mother Tricia Asselin, a part-time worker at the bowling alley.
And when she called 911 to save everybody, she lost her life because of it. My sister's a hero.
Others
Okay,
feeling
all of them are
grateful,
heroes.
able to escape and survive the massacre.
If the bullet had been in either direction, I definitely would not have survived.
Beloved, the reason
Out the exit, I didn't know.
again, the reason why they keep playing the same clip is just they want to build a narrative here. Those are the surviving heroes. Okay, those are the surviving heroes. We need to pray for them and worship them and things like that.
Where my mom was.
Any minute I was waiting to see his face come around that corner, and that was the most daunting part.
A community shaken to its core with a mass murderer still out there.
You see it in another country, another state or whatever, and then it happens. You can't be prepared.
You can't be prepared. That's why with the red apple over here. Apple Valley, red apple. The apple of the mighty one eyes. That's the red apple here. Jeep. It's here shopping, man.
Prepared enough for that.
You can't, man.
You can't be prepared enough for that. And unfortunately, people here are being forced to grieve alone at home because that shelter-in-place order, it remains in effect until this gunman is captured. So people are secluded instead of being together in prayer vigils and getting together in the community or laying flowers here out this.
Okay, that's how the mighty one shut them down. With one dude, he shut them down with great fear and great sorrow. Okay, let's say they got proud. All right, they're like, well, after a week, they cannot find this dude. They're like, man, don't tell me to shelter down. And then they go somewhere like huge place festival. And the dude show up in that same place and blast people. And then fled again. And then they look at that guy and that's it, man. They're like, yo, this dude, he's very sharp.
Side of the scenes of these crimes that we've seen at so many mass shootings in the past. Instead, people were at home waiting to find out what's going to happen next with capturing this gunman.
All right, then. Let's keep on moving to the next.
What was happening there? So I was... when you go into the bowling alley, there's a right side.
Okay, this is 7 minutes. We're just going to keep going through it, okay?
And there's a left side. The right side is where we hold our practice. First 4 lanes when you walk in. That's where the majority of my bowling kids were. I just happened to be on the left side this one night, facilitating a pre-post bowl session where kids can make up for games that they missed, or bowl for games that they're gonna miss. And then what happens? I hear the loudest pop I've ever heard in a bowling alley, and it was unnatural. I've been in bowling alleys my entire life. It was unnatural. I knew it immediately. Thank God that this guy was having gun malfunctions.
You pretty sure about that, huh?
I'm
Because
100% confident. When I looked around the corner, he was facing me at 30 feet, and he was racking his gun.
There's only two reasons you're doing that, right? You're either reloading,
right,
or you're trying to clear the chamber.
Right, clear jam.
So either way, that's a moment of let's go.
Right. And were you able to get any eye contact with him or to watch any of his movements?
I saw nothing but neck down and long gun. And the first words out of my mouth were shooter, shooter, and follow me. And there just happened to be a huge curtain where they have their candlepin lanes shut down. I saw that curtain as cover. I said, follow me. Half of my group followed me. The other half of my group froze and barricaded in a corner. From that exit door that I got everybody out of.
Well, so that's what's going on, Bridget, okay? This thing is real, and those people are in great sorrow and great shame is upon them. Keep on moving.
And joining us to help break this down for us, former U.S. Marshal Art Roderick. Art, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Natasha.
All right, they gotta bring an expert. Let's hear the expert on this.
I want to talk about this issue. Law enforcement really seeming to focus and hone their search in today, really within 10 miles of the crime scene, and certainly close by to where he was last seen, last known to be, which was his car abandoned in that area. What does this say about how far officials and investigators believe Card may have gotten at this point, now in our second day? What are the chances that he has left this area entirely?
There's always a chance that he could have left the area, but to me, one item that hasn't really been talked about a lot is the search warrant they executed at the family's home last night that was covered extensively by you guys. There was a note there, and to me, that note might be the key to this whole thing because it could indicate motive. It also could indicate possible suicidal intentions, which might have brought them back to the boat dock. But it's going to be, I think you're going to have reporters and everybody following lines of cars over the weekend if we don't have a conclusion to this today. Hunting season starts on Friday. Firearms hunting season for deer starts on Friday. So, there could very well be a possibility of a lot more people in those woods. And law enforcement's going to stop everybody in the woods, talk to them, find out if they've seen anything suspicious, do what we used to call a field identification on them, and then let them go on their way. So I think you're going to see a lot of these kinds of police rush into certain areas based on phone calls from residents in the neighborhood.
Yeah, does a shelter in place for all of these residents, 40,000 people, does that apply to hunting season? Would it be advisable for a hunter to go out with a firearm trying to hunt deer at this time as people are following tips, looking for a man who has an assault rifle, these different officers fanning out in heavily wooded areas? Would that even be advisable?
It's not advisable, but common sense tells you you shouldn't be out in this area.
No, it's one thing about those people. They do not have common sense. Don't tell me, don't get out because this guy is shooting people and things like that. You're messing with my freedom here, man. Okay, we don't know how long this thing going to go, but let's keep on moving.
For more now on the victims and survivors of this mass shooting, Trevor Ault is at the hospital in Lewiston. Good morning, Trevor.
I think we watched this before.
Good morning, Rebecca. And we continue to hear more and more incredible tales from family members, these citizens who came face to face with one of the most frightening things you could imagine.
I'm very proud of my son. I know that definitely he would do this all over again if this was to happen. All my life and all my son's life, we have faced many other things that have been crazy at times in life. Meeting people is my son's biggest thing. Knowing people and understanding them is also a big thing to Joe. Loved by many, loved by myself, and he would love back to everybody. So I know he would do such a thing to try to save lives and not let somebody hurt the people that he loved. And this was family. This place brings thousands of people in a year. And Joe is usually the first face that they see coming through the door, and the last one they see going out the door. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for a lot of people.
Now you see how 83 is getting into their sorrow. You see how they are not taking this thing too kindly. You see how they are in grief mode. And this thing caught them by surprise. It's not something they usually would have expected. Again, when this stuff was in our hood, when the shooting was primarily in our neighborhood, which is 2/3, shooting other 2/3 for a reason for another. Could be they are fighting, they are mad at each other, drug-relating things, jealousy, some things, but there always been a reason. But for them, there's no reason. That guy didn't give any reason. The media told you because it tells you a reason that he was nuts. He was like going out there, conspiracy theories. He didn't know what he was doing. He babbling. A guy that act all babbling all over the place. He did this thing. There's still no way that they don't know where this dude is. They have no idea where he is. Okay, and they wanna show you, they wanna teach you or show unto you that, hey, this thing is serious and it's deadly, but we do have a hold of it. No, you don't. Things are hard for those people out there. And I don't know about you, man. This is the first time I ever seen 83 in this state, in this despair state. Okay? And this despair state, like, yo, I lost my son, which is a terrible thing, beloved. Being a father, you grow up with your son, there's a lot of memory, and then now you're going to bury him, not because he died of natural cause or something, some kind of disease or an accident, because somebody took his life for no reason. He didn't bother people, he didn't do anything, he was just there, relaxing, having fun. And this dude came out there and do that unto him. Okay, so this is very bad, man. This is very, very bad. So, let's keep on moving.
And of course, hard for myself and my family and his wife, grandchildren, his stepchildren. They're a loving family, and for someone to do this to so many families as well as mine, it's just crazy. It leaves you an empty hole that I don't know how it will ever be filled.
Okay, this is real grief right there, okay? This dude is not some guy they just pay to act on TV so they can put fear on our people. Now, that here shit's real, son. He lost his son by a guy that looked like him, by one of the tight-knit community that stick together to keep our people out of that community. And then now he has to mourn his son. For no particular reason, this dude didn't give any reason, he just did this. Okay? That's a lot of grief, man. Heavy heart.
Him and I had talked about it. I connected him with a good friend of mine that's a veteran. And Jerry DeWitt.
Again, those guys that did this, they're all part of the military. Those guys are supposed to protect people like this, man. Yet they done that. So, a lot of people won't make this connection between this thing and what happened over there in Gaza, and where the Asians doing all this thing. Again, like I said, I have no stance on that, and just like I told our people, this is not our fight. We stay out of it. So, And when this thing happened here, people like, oh man, it's just this stuff happened, and this is really bad and things like that. But when you look at the shooter, when you look at the action, you see how this dude penetrated the bowling hall, and he didn't wiped out the kids. He took out most of the adults, and the adults he took out were mostly men. I don't know about the rest of the victim. Could you have other children in there? But he just take most of the people he took out. They were adult white male, just like he was. Okay. Now, what I can say, what I know, those people are gonna do every single thing to make this stuff, to blame it on us or make it about us. If one of our, Lord forbid, one of the victim turn out to be black, or just for the hell of it, that will be the focus of this thing. That would be the focus of that thing. Well, unfortunately, we have this African American guy in there, and they said that when the shooting was happening, he was the one who blocked the entry by mistake. Most of the people that were trying to get out, they couldn't get out because he got shot and he fell in the entrance, and which caused the other 21 people die, which is a very tragic. We know he didn't want that, but when we look at the Devon Travon, his background, and he had prior arrests for drug possession, molestation, rape, stealing, robbery, burglary, and he had a lipstick shield, but he didn't deserve that. He was trying to change his life. He moved over there in Maine, get a good job. He was working over there, doing everything, and they will make this thing all about that guy. Lord forbid, whatever girlfriend this dude was dating is somewhat black. They will just make the whole thing about us, and our people will vibe in a low vibration and say, oh, well, this and that, we need to march, and this. No, stay out of it. Let those people grieve, because the things that you see happening unto them, they did the same thing unto us. Beloved, unfortunately, I have a class coming, and well, you're gonna watch this at, I don't know what time it's gonna be for you, but unfortunately, beloved, we can't stay for too long. Let me see. You know what, let's take that last one, and then we'll be done.
Well, new tonight, an attack that could have been deadly and disastrous prevented by a security guard.
Okay.
We're getting a first look at the terrifying moments a gunman stormed through a luxury condominium complex and started shooting. Our Alyssa Bethencourt walks us through what happened that day.
Video obtained by Channel 13 shows 32-year-old Andrew Warrender walking through Turnberry Towers with an AR-15 style rifle in his hand. As he started to shoot, his gun jammed, and that's when a worker was able to take him down in the parking lot. It's just after 3 p.m. on June 23rd. Andrew Warrender, seen here wearing a blue t-shirt and jeans, enters Turnberry Towers. According to police, he had an uncle living at the complex, giving him easy access inside. After grabbing an AR-15 style rifle from inside his uncle's condo, Warrender made his way through the building, walking downstairs, through hallways, and even waiting for an elevator. Moments later, he opens fire in the lobby. As he walks toward the building's entrance, Warrender points his rifle at employees hiding behind the front desk. The video shows he was only able to fire off one shot before the rifle jammed. As Warrender worked to fix the malfunction, a Turnberry employee stepped into action and fired back, striking Warrender several times in his legs and stomach. The employee then approaches Warrender and holds him at gunpoint until police arrive.
Damn, that guy got him
A
good.
grand jury indicted Warrender.
Man, really? They just saw that? That guy got him good.
Able to fire off one shot before the rifle jammed. As Warrender worked to fix the malfunction, a Turnberry employee stepped into action and fired back, striking Warrender several times in his legs and stomach. The employee then approaches Warrender and holds him at gunpoint until police arrive.
Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up.
A grand jury indicted Warrender several months after he was released from the hospital. Now, Warrender is set to stand trial in February. Meantime, he's been released from jail on a $25,000 bond.
Okay, how is it being released from jail in the 25? Oh boy, that's like a day ago, man. Wow. This dude, the guy took him down, man. And the guy, he could have killed him, but he didn't kill him. But some dude that blow his head off. But anyway, wow, what's going on with those people and their guns? Let's keep going.
I'm Christy Kruger.
And I'm Janice Fernandez. Let's get right to your top story at 3. A SWAT situation coming to an end in Southwest Miami-Dade.
And that's where police say a woman barricaded herself inside a home after shooting at her boyfriend. Local 10's Andrew Perez joining us live from the scene where a press conference just wrapped up a few minutes ago. Andrew, what did they tell you?
Yeah, well, right now we do know that an arrest was made. We know that the situation is over, but the investigation is really just getting started. So on that note, I want to go ahead and send you right to some video just into our newsroom that shows the actual arrest out here on scene. Again, all of this unfolding within the last hour. We can confirm the woman at the center of this is retired Miami-Dade Police Lieutenant Evelyn Fernandez. You might remember she made headlines.
What is it going on with those law enforcement, military dudes, people with... What the hell is going on?
Headlines back in 2016 when she was accused of breaking into her ex-boyfriend's home, the former mayor of Miami-Dade County, Mayor Carlos Alvarez. But flash forward to now, take a look at this next video. Police say the situation started about 10 miles south of this location on Thursday when a retired City of Miami police officer called to report that his ex-girlfriend had just shot at him but missed and hit his car instead, and then took off from that scene. The investigation led detectives here to Southwest 174th Street and 142nd Place just before midnight yesterday. Officers tried to make contact with Ms. Fernandez, but they say she was combative. She was not complying, so SWAT, negotiators, tactical crews all came out here. As you take a look at this video from Sky 10, there were family members in that house as well that had to leave when all of this got started. There were times that police say Fernandez appeared she was going to be cooperative and give up, but then she would just change her mind. There were also shots fired in that home that made it all the more volatile. She was ultimately arrested, though, after about 12 hours, more than 12 hours. Police were just talking about how this all unfolded in the first place and also the importance of mental health.
Ah, boy.
When units responded, they made contact with the victim, who advised that his ex-girlfriend, who was later identified as Evelyn Fernandez, had fired shots at him. He was in his vehicle at the time, and luckily he was not injured. I will tell you this. Mental health is something that is at the forefront of this profession every day. It is in the forefront of this community.
It seems like the police, the military only hired sickos, psychos, weirdos, and scum. They always hired somebody that is effed up in the head. Why? What is it?
Specifically in law enforcement every day. We will continue to work every day and get better at it.
Anyway, man, we give the mighty one great praise, great glory, man. You know, and there's so much going on out there, beloved. There's so much going on out there, and we know this has to be with the judgment that the Holy One is bringing. Our job here is to tell the nation to be at peace. There will be no Jacob's trouble. As you can see to multiple of those videos and tabs, you see the fear in the midst of the nation. And this is very rare that we didn't see a black person here giving their opinion. Okay, you didn't see one of those colored folks, so to speak, over there and talking about how, you know, this thing was very bad. But all you see is a group of 83 going at each other's throat. Okay, they taking each other's out. This dude, the last one that we saw before we saw this clip, he went into one of those high-rise luxury condo. He just fired a shot, and then the gun jammed, and that guy could come out there and take him out, and he got out on a $25,000 bail. Okay, because his family is pretty rich. His uncle live over there, so. You see, it's the rich folks, so-called millionaire, billionaires, they are catching hell. And a lot of them are being no more. A lot of them are paying for the sins of their fathers, okay? Again, our duty is not to make our brethren and sisters are free, because if you do that, you will not be able to vibe in a high vibration and keep this thing going. Because the reason why all those stuff are happening out there is because you are in a high vibration, and the way you stay and be in a high vibration is to meditate and pray, is to clear your mind, quiet your mind. Okay, spend at least 5 minutes in quietness, and then spend another 5 minutes of quieting your thoughts. Okay, don't think about anything. Whatever thoughts that coming in your mind, banish it. Okay, banish your thoughts. Do this for a couple of times. Your frequency will rise. Now, concerning going out, having fun and stuff like that, I personally will not recommend anyone going out there in the midst of the 2/3 and have fun. But yes, man, you can go out. You can go shopping. We're not under judgment here. You go shopping, you buy your food, you go do things, you go to the movies, you go out. You can go out and do your stuff. We're not gonna live in fear here. They are under judgment. We're not. However, I would not say there are certain places you need to read the atmosphere. You need to read the place. Okay, you need to be ready. When things like that. When you enter a place, always position yourself. Don't give your back to the entrance. Put yourself in a position. If some hitch like that have to happen, you can dodge. Dodge somewhere under a thing, and then look for the exit and flee. Although you have your thing which you can stop this guy or this person, the best thing is to always flee and go home and relax. This is what I would say concerning this matter. But anyway, beloved, you can see the judgment is worldwide. The judgment is cleaving unto 83. The popcorn festival is in the midst of them. Yes, they will make fuss about, well, black people doing this and that. What? No, this thing is in your midst. It's in your house. It's been a while. You haven't heard people say, Chicago, Chicago. Those animals over there are killing themselves. Chicago. But now this thing become very serious unto them, and they really don't know what to do. They really don't know what to say and how to approach this, because they can't say it's a judgment, it's a plague, it's a curse, it's a pestilence. All they have to say, well, gun control, mental illness. Oh, she shot after her boyfriend because of mental illness. Oh, he shot doing this condo thing because of mental illness. Oh, he went over there to that youth baseball, the volleyball, the bowling ball, did all this nonsense because of, mental illness. Okay? So you mean to tell me every single person in this country that have a gun is good until they did something they weren't supposed to do with this gun, then they have mental illness? It's the same old. And beloved, they are talking about mental illness. None of them pass a bill saying, because of all the mental illness things that going on out there, here's $100 billion to help folk out there that have mental issue. We're gonna build new hospital, bring new psych wards, training more people, give more stuff so those people can relax and talk about this stuff. They ain't gonna say that. No, we need more money for war over there in Ukraine to give ish. We need more money to hire more police officers and give guns. We need more money to do stuff. But none of them, beloved, will sit there and say, hey, we need more money to give to mental illness or whatever. Because they know it's not that. They know in the bottom of their heart that the blessing is over. It is done. There's nothing they can say. We give the mighty one great praise, great glory for not give us into shame and reproach. And this is indeed Esau's trouble. This is indeed the trouble of the one that troubled Jacob. This is indeed the trouble of the people that did all those horrible things unto us and think at the end they will be raptured. They will go into heaven and enjoy another paradise or enjoy another heaven. No, this was your heaven and this is your hell. your heaven is slowly but surely turning to hell. There's nothing you can do about it. Your pastors, your priests, your pope, your religion, your leaders, they had lied unto you. And most of you love that lie. Most of you know this. By this time right now, you should be able to know who's the true children, who's the chosen children. But you ignore that. You ignore all the information we put. You ignore all the studies. You just keep it going. But anyway, hey, judgment is in the midst. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. Be at peace. Stay in a high vibration. Beloved, go in peace. We love you. Thank you for all of you that check our channel. We are not advertising or even advise you to subscribe. However, we advise you to watch, go home, meditate, and pray about this, and make sure to come back and check on us. If you wish to be a member and study with us, please check the membership, choose your field, and then we will study together. I say shalom. You folks have a great day. Great glory. Selah. So be it.